I was I was filming the recap video today, and I literally ran out of breath in the middle of me talking. So at the end of the recap video, you just see me just walk away for a second. I think I cut out most of it, but I know this is a funny thought, side thought. Anyway, guys, sorry for that tangent. Welcome back here. What a weird day today. Wednesday. Historically, statistically, one of the better days of the week. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday always tend to be a little bit more consistent. Well, today, not so much. All of our lead gappers pretty much fell off a cliff this morning. There wasn't even that nice red to green moves. With IEA, that was probably the only move that had some possible potential on a double bottom. We'll talk about that one. But even that it was tough. I mean, right before the market opened, there was a huge dip to the downside, and I was like, ooh, do I really want to touch this ticker? So I don't know, just kind of across the board was a weird day. So I think the biggest lesson today was just, get the moves you want, take the profits you want, and then if you don't see anything else, walk away. And that's basically what we did. We stopped trading at 9:59 was my last trade. That's when I sold my last position. And then for the next hour, we were just kind of chilling in the chat room for a little bit. So let's review the tickers we traded today. There's definitely some, good things to think about and some good trades to review. And then, there was a long-term trade just now. And then, yeah, let's wrap it up there and enjoy maybe a little bit longer Wednesday, not looking at the markets. Although I got to say, every time it seems like there's a slow morning, there tends to be a really, really hot afternoon. So let me know what some of your guys' picks are for the afternoon. Leave them in the comments below. I would love to hear what tickers you guys are looking at. And before we go, don't forget to drop a like, guys, if you enjoy the content. And if you're totally new here, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon too. Join the community. We go live every morning at 9:15 a.m. to review the watch list, trade the market open, and have a good time. Let's go to the charts now. Hey guys, welcome back everyone. So I haven't even looked at what our profit was yet today or loss. I don't even know. P&L right now, $63. I was a little bit nervous that it was even going to be negative because I was so sloppy today. I mean, we had a few good setups, but nothing really amounted to much. A lot of the moves that we called out did happen, but maybe a little bit later, or just totally dumped. We didn't get a lot of nice reversals. So it was a tricky day. A lot of stuff sold off very, very quickly pre-market. It looks like I'm walking away with IEA and IMV with $60 profit, which honestly I'm happy to have because it could have easily been a small or a decent red day. It was pretty tricky. So I'll review all these trades. ARPO was a kind of an interesting one I tried several times. And then IMV, I traded this like 9 times pre-market. So we'll talk about that one as well. Really quickly though, before we dive into that, I want to show how we started the month so far, because this has been a pretty nice month, start to the month. And so this is for the trades as of the last 2 trading days. So it's basically a little calculation here. We started on Monday and then Tuesday, and then today is Wednesday. So this month has 2 trading days in it so far. I guess including today, it's 3 trading days, but on my trade journal, it's only for the trades in the last 2 days. So 2 trading days so far with a total of 25 trades. So that's basically 12.5 trades a day. A pretty decent profit. Most of this profit actually came from Monday, and our win-loss is a little bit better. Nice kind of 1 to 3 risk reward right here. This is looking pretty good. And then our win percentage is, it's okay. It's nothing mind-blowing, but it's okay. I would like to get this over 60, but this is also really, really good to see that this is a higher number. The big thing here, though, is you can see we're trading with bigger position size. So that's really, really nice to be getting a little bit more aggressive. In the last trading recap that you guys may or may not have seen I came out with it last week on Saturday. Our average position size was about $1,500. So we're definitely stepping up our game a little bit there. So that's really nice to see that. And that's obviously warranting the bigger profit for sure. For sure. So, yeah, I need to go through some of these trades, review them a little bit more. But, we've been doing a lot of dip buying lately, a lot of support line bounces, a lot of red to green moves. So stock that pulls off in the open and then continues ripping higher. That was a really, really hot setup Monday and yesterday and today actually as well. Not always is red to green such a hot pattern, but the last few weeks it has been a hot pattern. Typically, the pullbacks and stuff like that will be my bread and butter, but so far they haven't really been amounting too much, maybe because I haven't been getting it as aggressive on them. So always kind of good to go over the stats. In the last 2 days of trading, $200, not really too bad. So adding basically another $60 to that today, 960 will be the new stat. So overall, kind of cool with our unlimited account. And this is not the swing trading account, this is just for day trading. So yeah, let's review some of the tickers. Let's start with the one we had. Actually, let's start with, this is going to be tough. Let's start with ARPO, actually. So this is the one we had, ARPO. This was the one we were red on. This was also one of the lead gappers, 33 million float, US biotech with second phase clinical trials for coronavirus vaccine. So kind of an interesting catalyst there in terms of, it has that kind of huge macro trend we've been seeing a lot. The problem I had with this one is just the way it was performing pre-market. I wasn't really liking what I was seeing, selling off from pre-market highs quite extensively, 44+%. So ARPO, I knew I was probably not going to really want to trade this I would not really be wanting to trade this one too much. Yeah, so, we knew we had big resistance right around here at 2. I thought we might have a chance to maybe reach 2 out of the gates, but it looks like so far not. It's really just been selling off ever since the open. I was looking for ARPO to have a red to green move. We had an attempt here. This was like a 9-8% move. But I missed this one. I was looking for one little touch bigger of a sell-off here into like the 63s or something like that, and we didn't get it. And then I finally got my entry here at this, it's kind of potential triple bottom, and this one flushed down. This was such a mistake on my end because I actually had all my limit orders right here at 161 or 162, and then I removed them, entered here, literally right a second later after I entered, flush down. So this was really sloppy trading on my end. Luckily, I didn't sell into the flush, and I sold into this retest of the 9-minute EMA, and I basically got out when it was looking a little bit weak. I probably could have walked away with a little bit better exit, but honestly, I was so happy to even get an exit like this. Again, we had a nice little dip trade here. Let's see, we got 1,500 shares and another 500 shares, and then sold on the bounce here. Never really got those reversals I was looking for. Luckily, I was able to walk away with a small loss on this one for the fact that we were down all of a sudden pretty extensively on this dip here. So the fact that I walked away basically as a scratch on this made me pretty happy. So yeah, and then IMV, this was another one we were trading pre-market only. It was pulling back so much that I knew I would not trade it out of the gates. IMV. 55 million floats. So I was really surprised that this one, pulled off as hard as it did, or at least didn't bounce. Let me wait for this to go away. Well, that was a really abrupt stop. So IMV, 55 million float, Canadian biotech, government funding phase 1 of coronavirus vaccine study. So kind of an interesting catalyst again with the coronavirus. It tends to perform pretty well as a macro kind of catalyst. You can see I was trying to dip trade this one the whole entire pre-market. I thought this was going to be a quick pullback here to 0.7, and then we would have a reversal. So actually on this first trade, I didn't take a base hit. I was up like 4 or 5% on it, and then all of a sudden it pulled back and I took a loss on it. This was kind of an annoying way to start off because I could have really wrapped in some good profits right out of the gates. So yeah, base hits, guys, pre-market, so important. But I was really looking for a bigger move back above VWAP. I don't even know if I would consider that a bigger move. I was really just looking for like a continuation. So I got a pretty good entry, but again, I wasn't looking for a quick bounce. I was looking for a reversal. So that was kind of my mistake on that one. Kind of recovered some of my losses in this area, and then I started making back some profits. All of a sudden, I think in this area, I think I had a decent little trade. And then here I had a nice little bounce trade. All of these were very small, but I had pretty decent position size. Here I had a pretty decent little one, another like, wrapping up 2%. Here I had a nice little one, again, like 2-3%, even more. This was quite a bigger one. And at this point, actually, I gotta say, I fumbled a little bit here. So here we break the 9-minute EMA. I should have took a base hit here. I could have, took a 4 or 5% profit on this one. Then it pulled back. Then I should have, re-entered here at 623 or roughly, and then I sold again here. Luckily, I noticed that the selling pressure was very, very high here. and the buying pressure was light, so I ended up closing this position. Again, I could have took a bounce trade here, another base hit, and then here I was looking for a break of the 9-minute EMA, and this one was pretty tragic. I literally sold at $6 when $6 looked like it was going to crack, and I took a pretty heavy loss here, and I went from like up, I don't know, like 180 or something like that down to $30 up. So I was like, oh, IMV, like, man, I fumbled so much on this one. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 8 trades I did on this one. And then yeah, out of the gates, it just constantly pulls back. So I knew I was not going to be trading IMV the rest of the day based on how it performed pre-market. But I was just I thought we could walk away with a decent little profit on IMV before the market opened, but it just was not the case this time. Let me actually open the small cap movers, and I'll actually bring it up here a little bit. So then we had IEA. This is the other one I walked away with a small profit on. Just looking back at this one, I really feel like I messed it up somehow. IEA popped on our scanner pretty late here. This was, let's see, around, what time was this? 9 o'clock when IEA popped up on our scanner. That's pretty late. Usually you'll have stocks from the day before, and then 7 o'clock sometimes they'll pop up. Sometimes around 8 they pop up. Rarely do you have the tickers popping up around 9, and they tend to perform quite nice if they pop up that late because they haven't been traded yet and they're not priced in, so they oftentimes rip really hard, which happened, but it didn't hold its highs at all. That's what put me in a red flag kind of mode on it. So 20 million float, U.S. energy and construction company, $77 million solar contract from Texas, from the state, I believe. That's a huge news, especially because IEA, I think their market cap at the time was ridiculous. It was tiny. I think it was around, I would have to double check this, but I would believe like 40 million or so. So this is a huge contract on this one. Let me actually close this. It's a little distracting right now. And I was like, okay, out of the gates, it looks like we might have a red to green move. Maybe we're going to pull back to like 4.5. Maybe we're going to crack 4.5 and see some support at 4.3. And then I'll get aggressive on this one and look for a red to green move. But before the market even opened, this literally fell off a cliff here, went down 16%. And at that point, I was like, not really feeling that ambitious on IEA anymore. It did have kind of a bounce here, about 11%, and then it pulled back about 8%, 9%, and then, here the selling volume really died off. It was looking like a clean double bottom at 420, roughly 424, and then it ripped up here, got halted, and this could have been the big move. So paying attention to this double bottom here would have been the ticket today. That was probably the best move out of the gates. You could have maybe traded the VWAP breakout. A lot of people are pretty good breakout traders, or breakout trading is a bit one of those things where some people love it, some people hate it. I'm not that great at trading breakouts, so I oftentimes don't do it. But yeah, that would also have been a good buy indicator as well. But yeah, it's tough to say. Looking back, it's always 2020 hindsight, but I think IEA on that double bottom would have been a good opportunity, especially when the sell volume really just fell off a cliff. That's a really good buy indicator. So I don't know. We'll have to see. That's really what I wish I would have, could have, should have done. But I was also looking at some of the possible swing trades that we might be looking at. Nothing really is super catching my eye, so I'm going to save it maybe for the weekend to talk about possible swing trades. I honestly think this is really where we want to wrap it up here. I think a big takeaway on a day like today, especially after you had 2 pretty good days, is don't force a trade. I think a lot of people in the chat room and the community in general is just it was a tough day. Like there was some quick money to be made on these like late pre-market spikers, but it was so easy to give back profits when you just held tickers a little bit too long. So it was a tough day, a lot of selling off. Markets overall are green, but I think the large caps are really a bit more in swing right now. So I was pretty happy to just walk away with our small amount of profit, but still profit not being in the red feels pretty good. So I honestly feel better about today than I did yesterday, because yesterday I did horrible trading. We had a bigger green day, but I did really sloppy trading. Today, there wasn't a lot of good opportunities, and the fact that I didn't walk away green actually kind of made me feel like I traded okay today. So it's a bit of a weird feeling, and it's hard to describe, but I'm sure a lot of you guys understand it that have been trading for a little bit longer. So yeah, guys, if there's a day that, the opportunities aren't being thrown at you, don't, start looking for them unnecessarily, and don't get stuck in some sort of position that you don't want to be in. And I think that's what we did today. I pretty much wrapped up trading. Let's see, our last trade here was at 10 o'clock. So kind of crazy. Yeah, I really did not stick around today. So actually at 9:59:16 is when I sold. So, we went through all 10 o'clock, 10 to 11 on the stream without doing one more trade because I just did not see the opportunities. I definitely missed a few opportunities here and there. But I just didn't chase it. I was like, I'm not really seeing what I want. And I feel like at this point, I might just start giving back profits. So I'm just going to lock it in here. All right, guys, that's everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you guys first thing tomorrow morning. Don't forget to support the channel by dropping a like. I really, really appreciate it, guys. If you're new, consider subscribing. We go live every morning at 9:15 a.m. To trade the market open after reviewing the watch list. So I will see you guys hopefully in the chat room tomorrow. So till then, guys, like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao, guys.